have so many lawyers, you guys. I've been sued 7 times since the Trump decapitated head picture. 7 times by pissed off Trumpers.
We don't have to, belabor it, but do you want to
we can talk about that.
You don't mind?
We should, because it's the first thing that comes up in interviews that I do, and I'm now used to talking about it. So fire away.
2 Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A Mother's Dream premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine. It's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys. We're just so good guys. Whoa.
Mazel, morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast. I'm sitting here with living legend Kathy Griffin, and she's on the dating apps.
Yes, I, Kathy Griffin, am on the dating apps because I was dared by, the singer Sia, Chandelier, Unstoppable.
Huge.
So I was at her house with Nia Vardalos from the My Big Fat Greek Wedding franchise. So she's got some dough. Not like you two. Not like you two.
My daughter marry Ian Miller?
Exactly. See? And they dared me to go on the apps. And then they filled out my forms for me because Sia just grabbed my phone and she goes, "Give me the phone. I know you better than you know yourself. So what do you like?" And then she goes, "Dinner parties," because she's Australian.
Yeah.
And then,
dinner parties.
And exactly. Yeah. And then whenever I would answer a question honestly, Nia would scream, "Too honest, too scary." So
what was too honest?
Well, I would say, I say my real age, I'm 64. With this banging body, by the way, is ridiculous. Let's just call it
ridiculous.
Can I be inappropriate?
Yes.
Wow. Crushing it. Ben,
I
wish you were here.
Wow.
Ben
Me too.
might ogle. He might ogle.
Yeah. I would.
I would hope so, because I wore what's called a peekaboo, so you can see my cleavage. So I am working all the angles on the apps, off the apps, in real life. I work out 2 hours a day like a beast.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
See, Nia would say that. She would say, "Don't tell men you're a beast." See, being a comic, I think too much like a dude.
So you want to
But I like the dick. So that's where I'm screwed, where if I was gay, I would probably be happy, but I still like the dick. And so I have to try to become more feminine. But after decades of being a comic, I'm used to the dudes. I hang out with dudes.
Yeah, just find a nice, feminine, straight guy. Me and Josh.
Yes!
It's us.
You need a nice beta.
You two are the two that got
like Ben
away.
and
Like when I
That's
say,
it.
who are the two that got away?
Listen, our wives are monsters, but they love us.
Stop saying wives. It's triggering. And also, I want you to know, I'm not positive I'm not being trafficked right now.
Sure.
Okay.
I think
That's fair.
between the apps and we talked for 1 second before this, everybody, we were going to talk money.
Yeah.
And I do have money. And that also, Nia said that's very triggering for men. You can't say you have no debt, you paid for your house cash, whatever. But you can look up anything on the internet about me. So I'm at a great disadvantage. And I'm afraid to be catfished. So right before I got here, I made a guy do a Zoom with me to make sure he was really the guy he is in his picture, because I've watched every episode of Catfish.
There's over 300 episodes.
No kidding. Neve is inexhaustible.
We've just had him on the pod.
We did.
And he can dance.
He's great.
He was
He's
very
great.
good on Dancing with the Stars as well.
I see a nice husband. Let's create the perfect husband for Miss Griffin.
Should we do a list or?
Yeah, let's
I think
create
I think
the
we
trait.
first. I was going to say, let's first paint the picture, and then we can assign it to a person.
Okay, now do we pick what he does for a living, maybe?
Everything?
Good one,
everything.
Kathy.
Well, I'm just saying he has to have a job and health insurance. Is my bar too high?
No,
he
it's
might
perfect.
he might have to do being your +1 for a living, right?
Oh
No, but she said she's loaded. You want somebody loaded? Let's start there. You want somebody loaded?
I have never been taken on a vacation in my life. I have taken guys to Bali. I have taken my men to Hawaii and stayed at the Britney Spears suite, which your older audiences will know. And I have done it upright. And now I've been the sugar mama, and I'm ready for the guy to pick up every tab. You don't have to pay any of my bills. but I want you to pick up every tab when we go out, and I would like to be taken on a fancy vacation.
Yes.
Great. So Josh
Like I
first
have
needs to
done
be
for
richer than
40
Kathy.
years.
What are we
Richard-
thinking? What's a nice vacation? Are we thinking Morongo Casino,
Like-
an Indian casino, maybe?
No, I have played Morongo many times. I have played the nickel slots, and I've been the headliner at Morongo many times.
Okay.
But all right, so here's my question. How old are you?
I'm 38.
Okay, how old are you?
33.
Okay, why is it that guys my age, 64, never ask me out, but guys your age ask me out?
Ooh. That's an interesting question. I'm not sure.
I haven't been asked out by a guy my own age since I first got on a regular television series when I was 35. Like it stopped overnight with guys my age. They were like, nope, they want Svetlana, who's just moved here from Estonia. And then
You look like Svetlana that just moved in from Estonia. This is what we're. What more do they want? This is Estonia Svetlana with $100 million.
But I
What do
don't
you
need
want
your
from
money
her?
to start my fake skincare line because these older dudes with money always have to pay for the new girl's handbag line.
Yeah.
Or like they have to like get her started, and I'm already started.
Yeah,
But guys your age, tell me why. Why would a guy your age ask me out?
I mean, I don't want to go full Freudian and say there's a mother complex, but maybe we've had like these domineering mothers, so we're not threatened.
Maybe
like, by
that's
strong
good,
female
though.
energy.
I think that anything younger than 30.
Oh, no. I was going to say 45 should be as young as I go.
Okay. I like that.
Technically,
I
they
just
say
yeah.
half your age plus 7. So we're talking
Okay.
32 plus 39 and above. So
Okay,
40.
so 45. I'm going to stick to 45 because, you know, they're less likely to have like little kids.
But do you want similar references? Like, are you really going to talk about Columbo? No.
I need to talk about Columbo.
Go younger.
Okay, but I do like to talk about Columbo.
Okay,
You know, the original and then the remake and all the
Sure,
Columbos.
We all love Peter Falk.
Sure. And I've always had a thing for older people. Like,
Yes.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I'm very proud about this. I talk about this on my little YouTube show called Kathy Griffin Talk Your Head Off every Tuesday on YouTube.
So good.
And I have so much fun doing it. And it's just a blast. But anyway, I have these parties that you're both invited to, and they're called salon parties. And they're basically just a dinner party with no phones allowed at the table. But let me tell you, you really get to know somebody if you just put the freaking phone away for 2 seconds and you look each other in the eye. And first you have to go around the table and introduce yourself. Because don't assume just because you're famous, everyone knows who you are. Like if I invited some obscure surgeon, they may not know your body of work. So I cast it like a dinner party. And guess who this is back in the day, the first time I had one of these parties, guess who was the guest of honor? You ready?
Yeah.
Sidney Poitier.
Wow.
So you're right.
favorite.
A guy,
Unreal.
Will a 45-year-old guy get how cool that is, or will he not get that?
If they fucking know what's up.
Right?
They'll
That's
know.
what I need. They have to. It's got to be a younger guy that knows what's up.
I mean,
It needs to be a younger guy that knows what's up. It needs to be a younger guy that can still hold his cool in a very impressive room.
Yes.
Okay? Somebody that isn't going to go and gawk over your celebrity dinner party.
Sidney would not have liked that. He was like
No.
a mellow guy, and
No, he wants to be treated as a normal guy. That's
you know who
it.
else came to that dinner? Now I'm just bragging. Don Rickles.
unreal.
Wow.
Because
What a
Sydney
dinner.
laughed so hard at everything Don said, and Don gave Sydney so much shit, which nobody else did, of course. People go like this. And he was so happy to be in a room where Don Rickles was making fun of everything he did, and all Sydney had to do was sit there and be Sydney. But you're right. If I was on a date and some guy was like, Sydney who? I would be kind of like, you don't know what's up.
It's a tough one. No, you need someone who can honor all that. I see someone in their mid 40s.
Okay.
Maybe I'm trying to think of what would be like. Maybe they're like an oral hygienist.
Okay.
Yeah. Maybe they're a
Hold on.
registered nurse.
Maybe they own the dent. Maybe
How
they
did we get from taking her on vacation to being
an
an oral
resort
hygienist
for $5,000 a night?
to an oral hygienist?
They
I'm
make
saying-
low six figures,
But
Ben.
what about the guy that owns like 3 dentist offices himself? Like, what about that? Let's think partner in law firm.
Let's
I
think
do love
tech
my lawyers.
CEO, Josh. Tech CEO. We're
Okay.
picking somebody. This is somebody. We need cream of the crop. We need craps money.
Okay.
Throwing, multiple nights at Amon, okay? You want to join the Amon Members Club in New York? Poof, Kathy, no problem. It's done. Consider it done.
He knows what's up.
He's getting it.
And I
He's
know that
hissing
makes
it.
him shallow, and he's very shallow.
Of course.
I don't
That's
even know
why
if
I
you
love him.
understand the level.
I'm married to a 64-year-old billionaire.
Oh,
Did you not know that?
my God.
Yes. I want
That's
to marry
why.
Sherry Redstone. Is that her name?
Yes.
Yes, she just came into a couple Billy when she sold off Paramount for
I
peanuts.
know.
She ran it into the ground.
Doesn't she have a brother?
She did. He's
I
dead.
want your research team to find out who. Oh, this is pitiful.
Sumner's dead.
This is just pitiful, this research team you have going here. There's a kid who's smoking pot over there. He looks like he plays a lot of video games. And then there's some poor woman who was afraid to wear high heels because you guys make her run around all day. And I just don't know about this research team.
I know.
My
It's rough.
assistant is here shaking.
He's
Got a tremor from me.
He's very well put together, your assistant.
He better be.
He's got a nice, he's
Better be.
presenting a nice package.
Because on my 2-hour walk that I do every day like a psycho, sometimes I ask him to join me, and it's a no joke walk. It's like a real hike.
Are you a steps queen too?
Yeah.
I see. I'm your perfect man.
Okay.
It's me.
Okay.
I think
and
that's it.
So the good
Not-
ones really are
Yeah.
good. They are really gay or married. That cliche is true.
I'm worth low 8 figures, very low. Very low.
Okay.
But I
I don't love it, but okay. All right. Ben, how much debt does he have?
Josh has negative debt. This
Seriously?
guy, debt
I can't
scares
reach you,
him.
but like I'm high fiving you so hard right now.
Thank you.
Because
No.
Okay, how much debt does Ben have?
there's a Yiddish word that I know you know, Kathy.
What?
Ungestübt. This kid, he's ungestübt.
That sounds like I fucked him. It sounds like I just
And
fucked
you
him.
two are gonna ungestübt later.
I might.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Vital Vitamins. Folks, since 2018, Vital Vitamins has delivered over 4 million no-nonsense supplements. They are trusted by over 400,000 customers to help them look better, feel better, and age better. All of their products are thoroughly researched, rigorously tested, and made in the USA. USA! USA. We all want to look good, stay sharp, and age as slowly as possible. The age-defying bundle by Vital Vitamins fully supports these goals. We're talking multi-collagen complex. We're talking brain booster. We're talking NAD+. And we all know consistency is key for supplements to work, and capsules make taking them easy. No need to make a smoothie with messy, bad-tasting powders. Just take these. I'm telling you, folks, if your rule this holiday season is to make healthier choices, try Vital Vitamins age-defying bundle. It's exactly what you need. 6 capsules, 1 habit, all of the boxes checked. So folks, if this sounds like something that could be of interest to you, visit myvitalvitamins.com and enter promo code GOODGUYS, because Vital Vitamins is offering our listeners 20% off all orders with code GOODGUYS at myvitalvitamins.com. That's myvitalvitamins.com, promo code GOODGUYS. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Mack Weldon. Folks, fall is here, and that means beautiful, beautiful new garments. We can put the summer garments away, and we can transition into fall. Now, anybody who knows me knows that since birth, okay, literally since I'm, 12 years old, I've been wearing shorts in the winter. I love shorts in the winter. I don't get cold. It probably has something to do with morbid obesity, but I don't get cold in the winter whatsoever. So I like to wear shorts. That said, you wear athletic shorts, you wear basketball shorts, you feel a little bit silly. Everybody's looking at you. They're like, Ben, what are you, nuts? It's 25 45 degrees outside. Well, Mack Weldon and their Ace collection literally designed this product for me. I introduced to you folks the sweat short. Sweatpants, but in shorts. It's absolutely fantastic. They have a beautiful Ace sweat pant as well, just in case you're not like me, but their sweat shorts are amazing. They have matching pullovers. They're gorgeous. And maybe you want something a little bit more stylish for the holidays. They have blazers. They have so much wonderful, wonderful top to bottom clothing essentials for all seasons, but specifically for fall, okay? Fall-inspired pieces that you are absolutely going to love. Their essentials for fall are on their website. You can go to mackweldon.com and get 20% off your first order of $125 or more with code GOODGUYS. That's mackweldon.com and get 20% off your first order of $125 or more with code GOODGUYS. And I'm telling you, they have everything from those lazy day essentials all the way up to the premium, beautiful blazer. You gotta check them out. You're gonna be able to style every single occasion with Mack Weldon. Fall into comfort with Mack Weldon's Ace collection. Go to mackweldon.com and get 20% off your first order of $125 or more with promo code GOODGUYS. That's Mack Weldon, MackWeldon.com, promo code GOODGUYS.
So wait, you're telling me that I'm in a room with two heterosexual males, fluid,
we'll see.
fluid,
Okay, yeah.
who have no debt.
None.
Okay,
None.
This is way better than online dating. All I have to do is break up 2 marriages, which I've done in my sleep.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're continuing the podcast when we really should just be looking at houses.
A throuple.
Thank you.
Or we could start a TV show, Josh, the 5 of us.
Yes.
Me, you, Paige, Claudia, and Kathy.
So
that's it. Right?
I wouldn't hate being a sister wife because, I go on the road a lot.
Yes.
So the other sister wives could kind of fill in when I'm at Planet Hollywood, November 8th. And
Love that.
when I'm back on the road, the other sister wives come in because you two love to yap. You two are like couple of chicks in the hen house.
We're yentas.
Oh my God.
Oh
This
my
is-
God.
You're headlining Morongo. I'm at the outlets.
Right.
I'm FaceTiming you. I'm like,
Right.
I'm at the Coach store. You're
Right.
like, Josh, I don't want anything.
Right.
I'm like, all right. I'm
By the
gonna
way,
get
I
something
love that
for
you think
me.
I would
You're
buy a
like,
Coach
Josh, I
That's
thought
what
you
I
were
said.
rich. What are you
That's
doing
what I
at
said.
Coach?
Kathy doesn't want anything. I'm like, okay, I'll call you when I'm at Yves Saint Laurent.
Call me when you're at YSL. Call me when you're at Fendi. But the point is, I care about you and your feelings.
Yes, and then I'm here. I'm doing the penny slots. I'm like, Kathy,
Yep.
the line's out the door.
And I'm like, I'm about to do my closer. I have 20 more minutes in my set, and I'll just
Yes.
meet you with the Fendi boxes. Oh, I have a fun celebrity story that I shouldn't tell. My favorite
Yes.
Good.
kind. I was at a hotel in New York, and I get off the elevator, and there's just a ton of bodyguards for whoever is at the other end of the hall. Because let's cut the crap. When you're in the room at the end of the hall, it's the nice suite.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm at one end and the other end, and all I see is they're bringing up Hermes bags, Fendi bags, Ferragamo bags. It was that dude, and I can't even name one song. His name, and this can't be his government name, but he goes by the name of Post Malone.
Sure.
Have you heard of this guy?
Oh,
Of course.
Okay, what's the story, and why is he going to Hermes? Is it for his wife? I don't know.
Married?
Is it for himself? Is it?
I don't think I know that he's not married. I think that he might be dating. He is. I've been told.
I've never seen
he
so
is-
many Hermes bags in my life. Like they were piling up, and his bodyguards were trying to keep them on both arms.
Yeah.
First of all, I've been told that he's the nicest guy in all of music.
Yes, I heard him on Stern once, and he won me over his personality, but I don't know his music.
He's
Second rapper, then country. Okay, he
Got
goes
a country
across
fashion
genres.
line now.
Okay, so maybe I think he's just a fashionista.
Okay,
I
what
had dinner
about
with him.
Kathy Malone?
Love that. And it sounds like someone who was just kidnapped,
Yeah,
you know?
or a drink. I'll have a Kathy Malone.
Like, I just got an Amber Alert, like little Kathy Malone.
Kathy Malone is missing.
Was seen in a Dodge
check
Caravan.
the Ferragamo store.
Post Malone, who was a fan of my show that I did when I was a kid, reached
Yeah.
out to me on Twitter.
Oh,
Said
I
we
miss
sh-
the old Twitter, by the way. Just shout out to the old Twitter prior Elon when you could actually DM someone
Fun.
and they really were that person and you could like actually communicate with them. And then I actually made some real life friends on DM Twitter. Go ahead.
Well, he wrote me and he was like, "We should get dinner." And I said, "Sure,
Sure.
Post Malone." And we went to the Rainbow Room on Sunset. I mean,
That's
what could be more
iconic.
rock and roll.
Iconic.
My wife is 8 months pregnant. We're sitting there, and by the way, speaking of, already I could tell, and he wasn't super famous yet. Overordered, way too much
Like
food.
wine or like
No, too many apps. Crazy, and that's coming from me.
okay.
So I
So
can
wait,
tell
what
he's
is
an
the message?
overbuyer.
Okay, so when he went to Hermes, he just went crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loves stuff.
Okay.
And I'll never forget this. And it was just so cute because he was like literally maybe 23. And he's sitting there, my wife's pregnant, and he's, but he's probably about 10 feet away. And he lights up a cigarette. And I looked at him and I said, "Post." And I kind of like just
Preggers.
said my wife.
Preggers.
And he went, "Oh," and he ran to the other side of the restaurant. He was so like embarrassed that
Right.
he would even, and
It
and
didn't
then,
put it out in your hand.
I know, or in his face.
Would have been weird.
Better
Or
story.
Right,
right
Dan?
in her belly.
It's Dan.
Yeah,
right?
right, Dan.
Good old Dan. No,
Yeah.
this Ben. Do you know how lucky I am to have a podcast with this Ben?
No, of course not.
This is a big macher.
She doesn't know, Josh.
Oh,
She doesn't know.
Macher,
Katie
I
doesn't
know.
know.
Big macher.
She doesn't know.
Okay, what is
She
his
doesn't
money
know.
in? Is he like an oil man? Is he a tech schmuck? What's going on?
Better.
A combo.
Booze.
Oil, tech, booze.
So he's the Bethany Frankel of podcasters.
Yeah.
But
And his wife is the bigger Bethany Frankel of podcasting.
I mean,
Yes.
how did Dan score?
Yeah, long time ago.
What
Guess
is
his
his
height.
game?
Guess his height.
6'3".
Yeah, exactly right. How'd you know that?
Because
You did
women
research?
are weird about size
Kathy.
queens. Women are weird size queens about that. I'm 5'3", so it doesn't matter to me if a guy's like 5'7", but like, or 5'6", if 5'5", you could be fine with me. But how did he? What was it?
Is
what's
that
his-
true?
Yeah, because like even in heels, I'm still only 5'6". Okay, what is his game? Like, how did he bag the big fish?
This kid.
Because I'll tell you, I'll be honest, I don't get it. I don't get it right
This
now.
kid this kid's a real mensch.
Okay.
He's a sweetie.
So you did it
Sweetie
the
Peter.
old-fashioned way, actually being so nice. You niced her to death.
He's gorgeous.
I niced her to death at 20. That's it. That was the key. We met so
You got
young,
in
she
early,
never
so
knew.
you got in
I
before
got
the
in
rush.
early.
Before the rush.
They rose together.
Gotten at nothing rose together. That's the key. That's the key, Kathy. Now you're thinking to yourself, does this guy want me for my money?
Yes, of course
Because you
I
have
do.
money.
Of course
Yes.
I do.
And he's thinking, does she want me for my money? Or does she really love me? It's much harder. It was ground
Right.
floor. That's it.
Okay, do
ground
you
floor,
guys
no
have a prenup?
expectations. We don't. We don't.
Well, if
no.
you both have money,
No.
that's not as disturbing to me as it would have been. If you
Yes.
did, if one of you, but you're saying
Yes.
your wife has more money.
Oh, yeah. Well, she's a massive, we call her Little Kathy.
Okay.
Because she's one of the
Yeah.
biggest podcasters in the game.
Okay.
Hysterical.
And a comic. We should link the two of them. She's a great stand-up comic too.
And-
you should really be on her podcast.
And I would like to be on her podcast because I'm wasting my time. And also, maybe she knows a guy who's single. Because once again,
Yeah.
I'm surrounded by married guys and a pothead.
What
Yeah.
do your prenups look like with your past husbands? Ironclad. Ironclad. Say
I
more.
mean, I go to Venable. I don't fuck around.
Fingerprints,
I have
DNA.
so many lawyers. You guys, I've been sued 7 times since the Trump decapitated head picture. 7
Oof.
times
So
by
we don't-
pissed off Trumpers.
We don't have to, belabor it, but do you
Oh
want
no,
to
we
give
can
the-
talk about that.
You don't mind?
We should, because it's honestly, it's the first thing that comes up in interviews that I do, and I'm now used to talking about it. So like, fire away.
So you took this photo.
And that's not a death threat. To say fire away is an expression of speech. Agent Tracy Lash, if you're listening, Agent Tracy Lash, you don't need to come to the house again. Anyone from the U.S. Attorney's Office who's listening, I was investigated by 2 agencies within the DOJ. They were trying to charge me with the crime of conspiracy to assassinate the President of the United States. I was on the no-fly list. I was on the Interpol list, which is the international version of the no-fly list, and I was on the Five Eyes list, which is the ISIS terror watch list. Wow. Because they pushed the narrative that I was the queen of ISIS. And take a look at me. Who would doubt that for a minute? Because ISIS is recruiting a lot of Reba lookalikes. And here I am, going to
Those are-
Syria in the camps, training night and day. You know,
By the way, those are eligible men with more money than you.
I was
And
gonna
there's
say-
Morocco in Damascus.
Yes.
Somebody,
You could
somebody
I can
from
headline. I can still gig.
You could headline Fallujah.
Yes.
Yes.
I actually have done stand up in Iraq and Afghanistan as well.
Really?
Wow.
For the
Which,
troops.
yes, which by the way, prior to the Trump photo, bought me no goodwill. Like when the Trump photo happened, the military turned on me immediately, even though I had actually gone to performed under fire in war zones. You know, there was one when I went to Iraq, it was on my former TV show, Kathy Griffin, My Life on the D-List, which you can watch on Peacock if you want to.
The original, one of the
Come on,
greats,
one
one
of
of
the
the great shows ever.
Groundbreaking.
Laid the
Come on.
groundwork for all reality TV we've had over the last 15 years.
It was so real. I don't think that anybody would even let me do a show that real. Like, I mean, they just freaking followed me around for 6 months hoping I would do crazy shit.
Yeah.
And I went to Afghanistan off camera, and that was very moving and all the things you would think and scary. But then they said, would you go back to Iraq and bring the crew? And I said, yes, because so many of the men and women over there, when I went to Afghanistan, it would break my heart. They would come up to me and say, go home and don't let America forget that we're here. And so I was like, if I can bring my dinky little reality show, and it was, I think it was like 2 cameramen, 1 producer, 1 sound guy. I mean, we were lean and mean.
So you put out this photo where you're posing with this fake severed head.
Yeah,
of
it's a
Donald
Halloween
Trump.
mask of Donald Trump, which anybody can get. I put ketchup all over it. I had taken a bunch of wacky photos that day.
Yes.
And none of the other ones, of course, got any play because there was one where I was like spoofing Kim Kardashian. I used to live next door to Kim and Kanye. And I mean next door, like we shared a wall.
Right.
Like it was heaven.
Well, this was the good times, right?
This was the salad days. This was the good times. Although he was at that ranch a lot. But she was a dream, and they only had 2 of the kids at the time. And she was the perfect neighbor. And ironically, my neighbor on the other side of that house was a big
CEO.
Trumper. And he would, after the Trump picture blew up, he would stand in his yard with his friends and scream, you fucking bitch. Trump's put the heat on you. Now it's war, you fucking bald. I had shaved my head in solidarity with my sister because she had cancer. So he decided to call me a bald on top of all the other things. And then I had to go through a 4-day temporary restraining order hearing because I think the judge was, how shall I say, not a fan of mine.
There.
And that was scary. So I moved, not because of Kim and Kanye, who were a breeze, but because of the CEO next door who was a Trumper. And every time I drove home, I'd be like shaking because I didn't know if he'd be like out there or yelling shit. And I put walls up, and I bought every kind of tree you can legally buy. And I built the wall, unlike someone else. And he kept suing me even after I moved to Malibu. And now I live in Malibu and I love it.
This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Mint Mobile. Folks, most holiday gifts end up in a drawer or the back of your closet or accidentally left at your cousin's house. Not this one. Mint Mobile is offering unlimited premium wireless for just $15 a month. That's their best deal of the year, aka the only holiday gift you'll actually use every single day. Folks, Mint Mobile's best deal of the year is happening right now. Get a 3, 6, or 12-month unlimited plan for just $15 a month. All Mint plans come with high-speed data and unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. You can bring your current phone and phone number over to Mint. No contracts and no nonsense. Folks, the Mint Mobile service, let me tell you, okay? You're in the middle of the forest. You don't know where you are. You're still going to get a signal. Nation's largest 5G network. That's right. And for $15, you literally went to the grocery store and spent $15 on a grocery sandwich, okay? This is the price of a sandwich for a phone for a month. for unlimited talk and text on the nation's largest 5G network. Are you kidding me? What an unbelievable deal. If I needed this product, I would absolutely use it. Don't get them socks, get them premium wireless for just $15 a month. Shop Mint unlimited plans at mintmobile.com/goodguys. That's mintmobile.com/goodguys. Disclaimer, limited time offer. Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, $180 for 12 months. Plan required at $15 a month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Over 35 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. Capable device required. Availability, speed, and coverage varies. See Mint Mobile for details. This episode of the Good Guys Podcast is brought to you by our friends at Function. Folks, we choose Function because it's the only health platform that gives us data most people never get and the insights to start doing something about it. Inside Function, you get access to test over 100 biomarkers, from hormones to toxins to markers of heart health, inflammation, and stress. For an additional fee, you can also access MRI and chest CT scans, all tracked in one secure place over time. It's a near 360-degree view to better see what's happening in your body. That's why top health leaders such as Dr. Mark Hyman, Dr. Andrew Huberman, Dr. Jeremy London are all behind Function. Folks, Function is amazing. I'm telling you, if you're anything like me, you're doom scrolling on TikTok, you're doom scrolling on Instagram. All of a sudden, you get some random ad for NAD Plus in pill form. You're like, holy crap, my brain fog's gonna be gone if I just take this magic pill. All of a sudden, you bought 500 different supplements over the last year. You are literally Amazon's best customer, and none of them work. You know why none of them work? Because you have no idea if you're deficient in any of these things. That is the value of Function. Going in and actually learning, what do you need, and then supplementing based on what you need. Okay? I'm literally telling myself this as I'm telling you this. So if it sounds like I'm yelling at you, I'm really yelling at me. Ben, what are you, nuts? Stop spending money on supplements that you don't need. Stop it, stop it, stop it. All right. That was a lot. A little more on Function. Okay, lab visits are fast and convenient at 2,000 plus locations across the U.S. It's just $499 a year. That's literally $1.37 a day for advanced health insights. If you do this by yourself, it could cost you 10 grand. 10 grand? What are you, nuts? You don't need any of that. Go to functionhealth.com/goodguys. Learn more and join using our link, because Function is a near 360-degree view to see what's happening in your body. And our first 1,000 followers get a $100 credit towards their membership. Visit www.functionhealth.com/goodguys or use gift code GoodGuys100 at sign up to own your health.
So you post the photo. Tell me about the 24 hours after. How quickly do things start falling apart?
Well, I'm so used to getting in trouble that when I got a call from some journalist, had my number from like the Times or something legit, and like the New York Times. And I remember saying, how'd you get my number? First of all, like my real number. And they were asking me about the picture, and they wanted to know the TikTok, meaning how did your day start and how did it end up with you holding a bloody Halloween mask? And I was just talking to him. And then I had the TV on CNN because I was watching CNN all the time at that moment. And I saw on the ticker that I'd been fired from New Year's Eve, which I used to do every New Year's Eve with Anderson Cooper for 10 years. And that was a 4.5-hour live broadcast, which I loved, by the way. I had so much fun doing that gig. So I was like, I'll talk to you later. And it just blew up. And then my lawyers started calling, and they said, you're being investigated by the Secret Service.
So this is within like 6 hours of posting it? Okay.
And then Senator Al Franken called me and said, I know you're supposed to host 2 book events for me, but I can't be seen with you. What were you thinking? And then I got a call from a former publicist of mine who wasn't even my publicist, who said American service members are going to get beheaded in your name, and ISIS is going to use you, Kathy Griffin, in their recruiting materials. And that's what the White House is pushing out. And it just got bigger and bigger. And so I had to lawyer up, and I had to get different kinds of lawyers. So I had to get a criminal attorney, my First Amendment attorney, who was the best. He used to represent Larry Flint, the porn guy.
Sure.
And there's a movie called The People versus Larry Flint, and he's actually portrayed by Edward Norton in the movie that starred Woody Harrelson and Courtney Love. And so he was my First Amendment guy, and he was very helpful in keeping me out of jail because the Secret Service called my lawyers every day to try to get me to do a perp walk. Because what they wanted, they said the White House wants aerial footage of us taking you in the plastic handcuffs into the federal building in Westwood, California. And
so much traffic getting there too. From
I can't be sitting there on wheelchair for hours. And I'm not taking an Uber. They could be working for the other team.
It's where I got my passport. It
Thank
took
you. It's forever. You certainly don't want to kill a president. And so, I just kept thinking this is going to blow over in a matter of minutes because we're in this crazy news cycle. And then Trump himself tweeted about it. And then his wife, Melanie. I've known the Donald for many years. I used to run into him at every NBC Universal event. He would go to the opening of an envelope. If you think I'm D-list, he was E-list. And I would just make fun of him. I was on 2 episodes of The Apprentice. I was never a cast member, but he called me once to go roast him at Bedminster.
Yes.
He called me.
Yeah.
And I go, Donald, I don't want to drive to Jersey to your dumb golf course. And he goes, I'll give you $10,000. And I go, well, my number's 50. And he did.
Wow. Can I ask, and obviously now that we've seen it, this is something that could never have happened. But a week in, 6 months in, some interconnector between, because Trump is weirdly quick to forgive too.
Yes, like the Rudy Giuliani's and his inner circle, Elon, they fight, but then they make up.
If someone had reached out to you and said, I can get in his ear, I can talk to him, do you want me to see if he'll just have an aside with you? Obviously,
never.
You would
never.
Early on, I'm saying.
Never.
Would you have even
never.
toyed with that?
Okay. In fact, my only regret with that whole incident is for one day I was given very bad advice by a lawyer that I had one bad experience with one of my lawyers. The rest of them are geniuses. They're really brilliant. And she suggested I apologize because imagine if someone had invoked my name during, God forbid, an American service member being hurt in any way. Right. I don't care if they got a scratch. If anyone ever said, I'm doing this because of Kathy Griffin, having been in Iraq and Afghanistan and face to face with these young men and women, that would have killed me. Right. So I did make the mistake of apologizing for one day. And that's just been weaponized against me. And so like their team, I now double down on that photo. I'm now proud of it. I think that it will certainly live on. The great Jane Fonda said, this is going to be on your tombstone, kid. Right. And she's right. And so that's why I talk about it, because I know people want to ask, and it's an unprecedented thing. It's never happened to a civilian in this country, much less a comedian.
Well, I know it's so meaningful, but I think the only thing that might be a little more meaningful are the facelifts. Can we transition?
3. I've had 3 facelifts. I have been paparazzi'd on my daily walk, and it's so great because I didn't know everyone reads the Daily Mail. Everyone reads, I think they think it's their actual mail.
Sure.
And Page 6 in the New York Post, Murdoch owned. But I'm just going to be honest. Just if you're listening or watching this, imagine you're at the height of a workout and someone takes a close-up of your face.
Sure.
Not the most flattering photos. And then they always put a side of me like now where I have fake eyelashes on. I've got a little magic hair in. Some of this hair grew out of my head. Some of it came from a gay man. And so a gay donor. And so, I have to just laugh because I've decided that it means I'm famous, that I'm getting, they call it PAPT, paparazzi photography, as you know, the lingo.
Yeah. Ben and I nonstop.
The facelift, when I decided to talk about it on my little YouTube show, took off. I mean, I thought that doctor was going to propose. He was so excited. So yes, I also think foolishly every actress or woman is going to talk about having their face work, but no, it's not. It's just me.
How recent
And
was
a couple others.
How recent was the
3 months ago.
Wow. Not a scratch.
No, I got to say.
Wow.
And I am no beauty,
I
but
wish
he
you were
did a
here,
good
Ben.
job. Dan.
No, I can tell. No, you look
Dan,
wonderful.
you
You
would
look
love it.
wonderful, Catherine. Catherine, you look fantastic. Being best
Call her
friends with
Diane.
Joan Rivers.
Get her back, man.
Yes.
Call her Diane.
I said Catherine. Being best friends with Joan Rivers, do
Oh.
you ever have second thoughts going into surgery about what can go wrong during something that is
Let me say this.
potentially elective?
Okay, I'm going to be serious for a minute. I loved her like a sister, like a mother, like an aunt, like a cousin. I loved every minute I spent with her. I think being the only woman of that stature in comedy, remember, it was Moms Mabley, Phyllis Diller, Joan, like for years. It
Yeah.
wasn't like then a bunch of women came along and Joan kept saying, I thought after Phyllis being the only one and after Moms being the only one, like there'd be this groundswell and all that. I actually think when you're a chick comedian, they just go for your looks. Like my comments from Trumpers are just about my dry vagina, which I don't have. You're welcome. And how ugly I am. And I think that's probably why Joan did so much, because she was really pretty. She, I think after hearing that day in and day out, like I remember I'm from a generation where these agents thought nothing back in the day of saying stuff like, yeah, they loved your audition, but they're going to go attractive. Sorry. Or,
I've had that.
You with a nose job, you might have a chance, but, so I went and got a nose job.
I've had two Jewish.
Okay, that's,
Oh yeah.
we're not supposed to do that anymore.
I know.
But they do.
But now they go, or then for a while when they were hip to that, they'd be like, they're going for more all American. And I'm like, what do you mean?
Because who are we fooling?
Yeah.
I know
Come
when they
on.
say that, I just go, this is as attractive as I get. Sorry,
This is
but
just
I'm
my
done
face.
with my attractiveness.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Momentous. Folks, I love Momentous. I think you know this already. I take Momentous creatine every single morning. I take a scoop of my greens powder, a scoop of my creatine, I throw it into 16 ounces of water, and I throw it down the hatch. And I know what you're asking, because I know Josh would ask this. I know what Josh would ask. Are you working out, Ben? Are you working out? Are you working out? Are you working out? No. Today I'm not working out. Should I be working out? Absolutely. Do you need to work out to take creatine? No. No, you do not, because creatine isn't just for building muscle. It has become a daily essential for your strength, focus, recovery, aging, and cognitive performance. I'm telling you, my brain feels better when I take creatine every single day. I can't podcast without taking creatine. It absolutely makes me sharper with 100% certainty. And now Momentous is making your daily creatine routine even easier with new creatine chews. These bite-sized lemon lime chews make consistency effortless. You just chew and go. Each chew delivers exactly 1 gram of CreaPure creatine monohydrate, the gold standard single source from Germany, and NSF certified for sport, which means it's independently tested for purity, safety, and label accuracy. Trusted by Olympic athletes, pro sports teams, and elite military operators, including me. Momentous spent years testing until they created the first chewable that actually meets the Momentous standard. Uncompromising science, meticulous sourcing, and real transparency. No artificial sweeteners, no fillers, just science. And folks, if you're a lady, okay, creatine is even more essential for women who naturally store about 70 to 80% less creatine than men, which means consistent supplementation can have an even greater impact on energy, recovery, and focus. So folks, right now, Momentous is offering our listeners 35% off your first order with promo code GOODGUYS. Go to livemomentous.com and use promo code GOODGUYS for 35% off your first order. That's livemomentous.com, promo code GOODGUYS.
Well, what do you think? Because we had the great Terry Dubrow on, famous plastic
Yes.
surgeon from Botch, and we actually talked about the surgery with Joan, and he said you have to be careful when you're famous because when having the surgery, sometimes they don't want to risk doing anything that could. He's like, in that moment, they should have created a tracheotomy, immediately opened up the airway, but they were probably nervous that
they were
can't
also in an
scar
office.
Her. Yes.
And I don't know, Melissa, her daughter, knows all these details because she had to go through the horrible lawsuit, and she and her mom were so close, and Joan really lived for Melissa and Melissa's son Cooper. And the fact that they did that procedure in an office, I think is my guess is that if Joan had been at a hospital, she would still be with us.
Unreal.
Unreal. Mm-hmm. And also, when you're doing face work and you're on weekly television, people forget Fashion Police was every week. Then they did a lot of extra shows like Super Bowl Fashion Week, Fashion Police, Fashion Week Fashion Police, Academy Awards Fashion Police. So Joan, and like me, Joan didn't like taking time off. So when you're getting that work done, you have to let yourself have like 6 weeks where you kind of settle.
Now, I heard you say on a pod the other day that someone like the guy who did Kris Jenner's facelift, that some people are able to charge upwards of $1 million.
I hear that there's 6 or 7 guys now in Beverly Hills that are getting $1 million a facelift from these broads.
Wow.
See, I'm just such a money person. I can't bring myself to do it. It's maybe the best guy. I mean, but what I love about my D-list life is I went to Kris Jenner's last guy.
Smart.
Not the $1 million ponytail, because they do this thing now called the ponytail where I don't know if they shave your head on top or what, but they pull your whole face up as if you were putting yourself in a high ponytail, like Dan has done many times in secret.
Sure.
In secret.
I have.
And he's allowed to have his own life.
We have our peccadillos.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And that one's called the ponytail, and that's what Kris got. But I went to her last guy, but it was not cheap. You ready?
Give it.
$218,000.
Hell yeah.
By the way, Chai, he's clearly Jewish, 218. Chai, absolutely, 1,000%, no question. He's Jewish,
I wasn't
Colleen.
going to say
I'm
it because
positive.
it's not appropriate if I say it.
No,
but,
he outed himself, no question. He outed himself.
And you know that.
Do you know how many dick jokes I have to tell for $218,000? I have to do at least 2 shows.
That's such a Jewish bait and switch too, because they're like, Cathala, don't think about the 200.
No.
This 18,000 means so much.
This is the one that takes it home.
Oh, that's unreal. I like that you like talking about money, because the great Robbie Hoffman says, this whole idea of like not talking about it is how the rich keep the poor poor.
Yes. I'm just saying, is Dan into QAnon at all?
No.
Are you sure?
I am QAnon. Colleen, let me know. Can we talk about
I knew it.
Can we talk about Andy Cohen at all?
Sure.
Or we hate him too much to talk about him?
Look, he won. He won the game of life. He's the executive there. He's probably why I'm not there anymore. He decides who the housewives are and who they're not. He's got a nightly show. I will say, it is interesting to me that never in the history of television has the guy who decides what shows are on the air given himself a show that gets magically picked up every year while other shows get canceled. That's a new one on me. But he was a difficult boss. When I was doing my life on the D-list, I think that my part of it was I was too direct. And I think I thought I could talk like the guys that I work with talk, which is like, guys are no bullshit. They just go, that's a shitty note, I'm not doing it. If I could do it again, I probably, and this is terrible advice, and I'm like I'm being a bad feminist right now. I would probably have been kinder and gentler with Andy because I think he probably just thought, I kind of want to be her. Like he gave himself a show. He took the CNN New Year's Eve job. He likes being on television. I had never worked with an executive like that. Sure. So I was used to talking like a producer. and going, this is good,
Sure.
this sucks. No, don't cut this. Please cut this. And I think that's not probably the best way to deal with him.
Do you think if you guys came together and worked together today, I mean, he was a baby producer then, just kind of starting
He wasn't
his
even
career.
a producer then.
Right.
Yeah.
And so do you think coming together now, do you think maybe he would have, with what?
He's been pretty tough on me publicly. You know, there's a TMZ tape where somebody asks about him taking over the New Year's Eve job, which was really a dagger to me because I really loved Anderson Cooper and I thought we were like real friends and the whole spiel. And he just keeps saying, I don't know who she is. I don't know who you're talking about. I don't know who she is.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest. I don't think he's wired that way to like figure out a way to kind of bury it and come together. I mean, and this is someone that was in a 10-year beef with Demi Lovato, and I was able to squash that beef.
Wow. I thought the only beef she had was with that yogurt shop in Westwood.
That was delicious.
That
And I
place is
mean,
good. The Big Chill.
the Big Chill is shout out women
Shout
owned.
out Big Chill. Yeah.
And
I
her
know them.
beef with the yogurt shop was hilarious and comedy dream.
Buried.
But she was
finally.
mad at me because I called her Debbie, because being a boomer, I was using voice activation and it didn't know Demi. And so someone asked me on Twitter at 3 a.m. when I had done a double in Seattle, who's the biggest asshole you ever met in Hollywood? And I was like, probably Debbie Lovato. And then
You're bad with names. It's not your fault.
Thank you,
It's
Dan.
not your
And
fault.
And we know
so-
you're
Yeah.
on yogurt Reddit.
She doesn't know.
Yes.
I'm on yogurt Reddit subchats, and I started that whole thing. But I recently saw Debbie, and I just went up to her and I said, look, just forgive me. I said, I'm an asshole. Whatever I said, I probably shouldn't have said. I get a kick out of calling you Debbie. I know it's not your name, but if I can just have that one thing left, will you please forgive me? And she was like, all right. So I even hugged it out with Debbie.
That's huge.
Huge. Because let me tell you, she has a fan army called the Lovotics, and they don't play. They were posting pictures of my house, how to get to my house, where I go throughout the day. They had a mission, those Lovotics.
Yeah.
And they were not happy with me.
Well, we have this segment where we listen to a fan message and maybe give some advice.
Okay.
It's one of our final segments, but I do want to say really quick, you know, you talked about your mother, who
Yeah.
was just the greatest.
Just a natural funny, never tried to be funny, just was funny.
And funny enough, my mom used to do like a cabaret act at nursing homes in Beverly Hills. She met your mother.
Watermark.
Yeah.
Holy shitballs.
Wow.
Shout out the great Barbara Peck, who puts
The
on
great Barbara Peck.
what a 45-minute show.
I can imagine.
You
She's
wanna-
a showwoman.
The American Songbook.
The old-fashioned showmanship.
Rodgers and Hammerstein. Heard
let me
of
tell
them?
you, no auto-tune, honey.
None.
She doesn't even know how to auto-tune.
And she said, I met Kathy Griffin's mother. She's fabulous. And you should see this place. The money Kathy must have.
I knocked out a wall. I got 2 rooms and I made them give me a permit to knock out a wall to make it a suite.
No.
Because
Wow.
she wanted to have the biggest suite in the place. And she said the other celebrity old person there was attorney Robert Shapiro's mother. And she was always mad that I wasn't kind of as cool as the guy that got off OJ.
Yeah, sure.
I know. I said I just tell dick jokes, but he got off OJ, so he wins.
Yeah, no, fair enough.
know.
Shout out the Shapiros.
Okay. No harm meant at all. Said with love.
Okay, so this first one, if you want to ask us a question, go to speakpipe.com/goodguys and we'll give you some advice. This first one is from Amanda.
Hey, good guys. Love you both so much, and I love your relationship. So I'm here for some relationship advice. My boyfriend and I moved in together. Things are getting serious, but I have a holdup, and I'm wondering if I'm being too dramatic about this. My boyfriend really doesn't like to dance. He feels awkward on dance floors and hates it to the point where he absolutely dreads weddings. He doesn't mind going for the ceremony, but he always wants to leave right after dinner and feels so uncomfortable with the music and the dancing. I'm not really sure what to do here because I don't want to force him to always go to weddings with me, but I personally feel sad thinking that I'll have to leave all my friends and family's weddings early. I also can't imagine not having the hora and dancing be a part of our wedding someday. At this point, I know that if a friend's getting married, I'll probably have more fun without him there because I can just dance and have fun without worrying about him. He's probably sitting at the table or kind of sulking. But I also think it would be crazy to travel to all these weddings, many of which are international, by myself just so that he doesn't have to go and have a bad time.
Okay, first of all, my first husband embezzled from me, so fuck you with your my husband doesn't dance. Try having a husband steal your money. Anyway, Jesus Christ. Get him a folding chair and just be done with it. Say, here's your chair, shut the fuck up and stop sulking. No, I would say make a deal where he has to agree. Any guy can do that one slow dance where you're just kind of going like you're like leaning on each other like in high school. Yeah. And if you can negotiate him down to like one slow dance where he won't be looking silly and he won't be doing the embarrassing white guy dancing, but he does have to stay while you're out there having fun with your girlfriends. Now he can be at the bar. He can get a hooker.
Yeah.
Pass the time.
Yes.
But I do get that you shouldn't have to leave a wedding early, but most straight guys are not big dancers, in my experience.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a deal breaker.
Right.
I'm more concerned with the sulking.
Yeah.
For sure. The sulking was very strange. What do you mean? The wet blanket at the wedding? But also, she seems a little bit too excited for all of these weddings. At some point, I'm sorry, when the rubber meets the road, a wedding's a wedding's a wedding. I don't care how international they are.
Then she's going to be going to divorce parties. So she better get used to that. That's coming down the pike. I say this, it's negotiable, but then at her own wedding, he has to suck it up and do one dance.
Yeah.
Like
at their wedding? For sure.
For sure. He's got to just.
For sure.
But here's the problem. She's got to go behind his back, talk to that one bro he has that can get to him and be like, okay, let's say it's her Dan. Dan.
Yes.
Can you please? It's me, Catherine.
Yes, Clifford.
It's me, Diane.
It's you, Clifford.
Can you just... Can you just see even gave me a different name?
Clifford, the big red woman.
Seriously, that's me. You got me nailed down. It's true. Okay, but this is a negotiation where I say she involves the bro friend. All right, what's the next game?
Okay, so our What Are You Nuts moment of the week are our gripes with people, places, and things. It's our final segment. It's anything that's sticking in your craw, big and small. I'm sure it'll come easy for you. Take your time, think about it. Ben and I will start.
Minus transition lenses. They're a complete What Are You Nuts. People shouldn't own transition lenses.
We got Seinfeld over here.
Wait, what do you
deal with transition
lenses? What do you want? You want your readers and then your distance?
Yes.
Okay, so you want two pair.
Yes.
Okay, that's
I want a
fair.
sun. I don't. It doesn't make any sense because then you're caught in middle ground.
And I miss just seeing really well with one or the other. So I'm with you on that.
Yeah, and what happens when you walk inside after you were outside? All of a sudden, you're in that period, and people are like, "What the hell is she doing?"
Yeah, you don't want to be the person wearing sunglasses inside.
No, you don't want to get caught.
No.
There are What Are You Nuts?
All right, what's your lighthearted grope? I just said grope, like I was going to grope you, which I'm not. I swear to God.
My What Are You Nuts is group chats, group chats. I'm in some with my nuclear family, my close family.
Okay.
These are good. This is okay. This is sharing. Anything else? I got kids in school, Kathy.
Right.
This is bad.
So you always think like one of the kids are sick and it's blowing up. Okay, what about when you're in a group chat and then one asshole has the Android?
Green bubble?
So then it's a green, but then it repeats the last comment.
No, it's unacceptable.
And so you're not even sure if they're drunk or I don't even, and then you can't send a video.
Oh,
if it's an Android. And I'm sorry because I am under contract with Samsung. I'm their spokesperson. I'm kidding. I'm not under contract.
Can you imagine Samsung was the only one who stuck with you?
That would be amazing. And I wish I could say that were true. Yeah, I wish.
They're talking about you in Seoul, South Korea. They're like, we know she's being investigated by the DOJ, but we have the Galaxy.
I was dropped by Squatty Potty. And I am not kidding. You can look it up.
Wow.
Squatty Potty, the stool you put on your base of your toilet to help you take a number 2 easier, they were appalled by my terroristic photo. Squatty potty.
Wow.
That made me nuts.
That, you
When
know,
Squatty
That's already
Potty
a nuts.
dumps you, and that is a bad pun. When Squatty Potty dumps you, it's bad. You've really pissed off the president when Squatty Potty dumps you.
I'd rather have
No
an
good.
uncomfortable BM than
Thank
use
you.
Squatty Potty.
How about
moving
that?
forward.
How about that?
We'll use a China ripoff. Who cares?
Okay.
Colleen, where else can we find you? What else are we talking about? What else are we promoting?
Watch the YouTube show every Tuesday. Kathy Griffin, Talk Your Head Off. I'm on Patreon. You have to pay. I'm sorry. I'm on Substack. You have to pay for it. I'm sorry.
Get that money.
I'm on
That's
all the
good.
other socials for free. I'm always posting, always doing crazy stuff. This week it's dating apps. You never know what it'll be next week because I am an open book.
Thank you for coming on
I
the
love
show.
you guys.
This
You're
was
so
the best.
awesome.
Loved
The
it.
great
Thanks.
Kathy Griffin. You guys know the deal. It's 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you nuts? Listen to us wherever you get your podcasts. Watch us on YouTube. Share our clips, Instagram and TikTok. Mondays and Thursdays, folks. Josh, we should really get a Patreon or a Substack and make some money.
Yep.
We will see ya
Okay.
next time.